Hey, what is up, comic peeps? Detroit Madman is back, and it's been a 6-week hiatus from making videos, but happy to be back. Looking forward to showing you guys some stuff. I've been super busy over the last 6 weeks. Had some major hauls, lots of time online because I actually took 20 plus days vacation and almost had the last 2 weeks of December and the first week of January off. Didn't have to go in the office. It was super nice. Did some work from home and did a bunch of pickups on eBay, which was fun. Did some traveling. Went up to Napa, California, see family there, and had a great holiday. Did Tahoe. It's been snowing like crazy up in the Sierras, so it's been awesome. And also, my area has had an immense amount of sales, and I did not disappoint myself. I was able to pick up a lot of cool stuff. So I also was able to work on my comic room. I got my big Amazing Fantasy 15 up on the wall now over my comic work area here, and my bookshelves are still kind of messed up, but I got all my comics. That's my Silver Age stuff down there, and some of those boxes, and some more over there. Yeah, but I got my walls done. I think I did pretty good. Made some cover reproductions that look great hanging on the wall, and as you can see here, it's just a fun room to be in now. I did some recreations here with some famous titles here, covers I really like. Got some workspace, picked up a bunch of Blu-rays over the holidays. I've been watching them, listening to special features. I did some stuff with boxes for sorting out new stuff I got, so it's been pretty cool. And onto the books. I know everybody's looking forward to seeing something. Actually, starting off with a comic that I just got, and it's Amazing Fantasy number 15. No, I'm just kidding. This is actually a second copy of the official Marvel Index to Amazing Spider-Man, issue 1. If you don't have this, definitely suggest picking it up if you're a Spidey fan. And you'll notice it's got that Marvel tag up in the upper left corner from the era of the Ditko book, as you can see here. But this book does a nice synopsis of the first 29 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. And if you love Spidey, this is a definite pickup. It actually starts with Amazing Fantasy 15 too, and goes all the way through issue 29. Talks about the characters, the plot, artists, all that. And then you get the beautiful Ditko recreation on the back cover, which is why I got it, because I'm going to hang this up on my wall just like I showed you some of those other pieces I put up. One thing I do want to talk about going into this year, and I don't know how long this video will be, I'll try to keep it reasonable, but I'm going to be moving way away from new issues. I want to focus again on what got me back into comics a year ago, and that was beautiful Silver Age. I have found another passion in Bronze Age. There's a lot of Bronze Age books that I overlooked when I got back into collecting because I had them when I was a kid, or they just didn't appeal to me, and I didn't really understand how much I liked them, both inside and out. And then also stuff like Jack Kirby, his titles he made for DC, I've come to like those and want to focus on finding some nice copies of that stuff and discovering some more of it. I keep finding new stuff out that I like, which is really cool. One thing to go to that note to speak on is I've been picking up copies of Alter Ego. This issue I just got yesterday. It's about an 8-month-old issue, but as you can see, Saul Brodsky of the Marvel Age is on the cover. One of the people that was a right-hand man to Stan Lee in the 60s. And I love this issue because most of it is focused on Marvel Comics in the 60s and 70s. These books are great. I'm sure some of you are really familiar with them already. But if you are into the history of comics like I am, going all the way back, this is so many hours of enjoyment having these books. The artwork, the publishing company, I believe, is Tomorrow's, and they make a lot of the history books, magazines, back issue, all those comic book monthly issues, and they're awesome. Which brings me to the next one I picked up, which is Jack Kirby Collector, and this is just a phenomenal magazine. I actually just ordered up a nice lot of these. I found someone online that has a whole bunch of these and made a deal with them to pick them up. One thing I did find in this book that I really, like I was talking about the DC stuff, one thing I noticed in this magazine that I really liked was look at that, it's amazing, was a cover and story here about the Forever people, which has been completely off my radar for the most part. I don't know if I passed it. No, I didn't. Here it is. So this page right here actually made me act on it immediately. Love that recreation from Bill Morrison of Big Barda. That's awesome. But I saw these pencils in here for the cover of Forever People issue number 8, and it just blew me away. I had to have this comic, and I went out the day I saw this and was able to pick a really nice copy up, which I'll show you here. How awesome is that? So that's Forever People number 8, and this copy right here is real supple and nice, and I was able to pick this up on a 60% off day at A1, which I have a ton of books from. But just look at the beauty on that. So this comic only cost me $4. It's in a really nice grade, and from the interior pencils of this book, which obviously you don't get from the cover though, it's just amazing. It must have been such a treat for the kids too, or anybody actually who picked this book up when it came out and just saw these wonderful, wonderful Kirby panels inside. So much action in the beginning of this book, and then has a crazy story, but you get the surprise ending too of Darkseid. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then just as an added bonus, this book features a reprint of Adventure Comics number 77. So that was one of my favorite pickups over the holidays, and that's saying a lot considering some of the other stuff I picked up as well. And you'll see hopefully a little bit of that in this video. One other book that I just picked up and I wanted to show off. I actually wanted to ask your advice on this one. It's Thor number 156. Beautiful copy. But it feels like it was re-glossed to me. Like somebody might have put something on it to just make it pop that much more. And I was wondering if anybody had any experience with that, where you got a book and it was just a fraction thicker than that normal feel. But it's a beautiful cover. I'm completely stoked with this book. It's high grade, and I got this book for like $12, man. I couldn't believe it. This book is a testament to the artistry of Jack Kirby. Every single page in this comic is a absolute treat. I mean, you just had a way to take even what would normally be the most boring panel on the page and still make it come to life in some absurd way, in a perspective that you just don't see from most comics. And so this was another one. I just got this one off of eBay, and it came last week. But I thought that was a great book. So I wanted to show that one off to you guys. So check this out. I went up to Napa for the holidays, visited with my family, and my brother gave me a gift. Now my brother, obviously, we try to show each other up. That's what brothers do. So I got him a pretty awesome gift. I got him a lot of comics that I thought were pretty awesome. And then I open up my gift from him and I'm blown away. I got this beautiful Silver Age, Bronze Age haul from him. And this was a Christmas present. Got Batman 209. This one's in, maybe VG condition, which I actually have a copy of this. So this wasn't an upgrade. This is a dupe. And then I got a copy of Batman 205, which was actually the first Silver Age Batman comic that I bought when I got back into collecting. and the one I have is kind of banged up, and this is a beautiful copy, so that's an upgrade. I was completely stoked to get that from him. Next up, beautiful copy of issue 206. And then another high-grade copy of issue 225, which I didn't have. I needed this one, so I was stoked to get this. Just unbelievable. And then got a nice upgrade on issue 190. Penguin cover, one of my favorite Penguin covers. And he got me a really nice copy of that. And then the highlight, which blew me away when I opened up my gift, was this awesome classic Ra's al Ghul issue number 244 cover. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, and I've always wanted this comic, especially since I got back into collecting. So I got to give a shout out to my brother. Go check him out online, The Real Skeletor. He's my baby brother, and he has some pretty good hauls from time to time. And if you haven't joined his channel, I'll put the link in the description. You got to check him out. So at any rate, like I was telling you, I'm going to hold off on really going after a lot of new modern comics this year. But here's some of the comics that I did get over the holidays. And I picked this up. This is that issue 150, Walking Dead, the Moore variant. Just beautiful. Had to have one. I got home, and the next time I went to the shop, I picked up a second one because I think it's really, really gorgeous cover. And one side note on this, I did get a text from my brother, and he was able to get the 150 black and white sketch variant that they did. Really hard to get one. It was like one per comic shop, and his shop hooked him up with, I think he got it for cover price out in Berkeley, California, so that's pretty awesome. Picked up Rebels. This is issue number 10, series I like. Enormous. This is season 2, issue 4. Picked up the Spider-Man Deadpool action figure variant. I like this cover. This was just an impulse buy. I wasn't planning on picking up Contest of Champions at all. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous artwork on that cover with Wolverine and Thor. So I got suckered into that one. I paid too much for it. Art Ops number 3, Vertigo series that has kept my interest going. Batman Europa. Check this out. Issue, what is this, 3, I believe? I think these are all issue 3s. That's kind of strange. That's pretty cool. Love the artwork in that series. Straight Jacket number 3 by Amigo. Really like the cover on this. Kind of a harder to find comic. I know only one of the shops that I go to it really even bothers trying to find this comic for me. So picked up 2 copies of Self Storage. It's a series by 451. I haven't really dug into that yet. I have 1 copy of issue 2. I have 2 copies of issue... No, I have 1 copy of issue 1. 2 copies of issue 2, 2 copies of issue 3 now. And then the last new comic I picked up was this Dark Knight 3 Master Race Book 2 variant, and I paid too much for that one too. Immediately after I bought this, I saw it for like $3 or $4 cheaper at another shop. So it is what it is. I'm for the most part done with the new modern books. I've got maybe 3 or 4 series like Batman and Rebels, and We Can Never Go. Well, not We Can Never Go Home. The We Stand Guard one, which I like a lot, and maybe a couple others, but that's it. So interesting. So on Christmas Eve, I was out shopping with my wife, and we were doing some last minute stuff, and we're way on the other side of town, and I said, you know what? We had 2 separate cars. You go home. I'm going to stop by the shop that's close by, and I'm going to see if they have anything going on for Christmas Eve. So lo and behold, I get there, and avalanche. I get there, and they're having a 50% off sale, which I'm like, okay, I'm going to dive in. I don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to dive in and see what I can find. So, first book I picked up was the Superman Action 684. I've been picking up Doomsday, and I picked a bunch up at another sale, but with the movie coming out, I've never owned any of these comics before, so I decided to pick up whatever Doomsday I can find at a good price. This one cost me $1.50. It's Action 684. Like the cover. Didn't really follow it when it was happening back then, so it's cool to have. Picked up a 20-cent Daredevil issue 108. Got this for $1.50. Not much to say about that. It just was at the right place at the right time to find that one. Picked up 2 copies of Batman number 492. I believe this is a McFarlane cover, and not 100% sure though. But at any rate, I love the cover on this one, and they were there for $2 each, so I grabbed it. Next up, found this Detective Comics number 319. That's an awesome cover. I either have one that's really banged up, or I've passed on this in the past. So at $8, definitely thought it was worth a pickup. And it's all intact. It just has some writing on the cover, which I can live with. Next up, picked up 2 copies of Daredevil number 183. I actually needed this one for my Daredevil Frank Miller run, so I knocked that off the list and basically got 2 copies for $11, which I wasn't going to pass up on. They're in really nice shape. Great cover too. That's just a classic cover. They have a box there behind the counter that has better stuff when they pick it up from collections or whatever. And then, the one thing about this shop that I love, and I've shown off several books from this shop before, is the fact that they have, when they have a sale and it's 50% off comics, it's 50% off comics no matter what the price is. It doesn't exclude anything, wall books included, and even the stuff that they have behind the counter from collections they just purchased. And this was one of them that I just got lucky on. It was some new stuff that came in, and they only had this priced at $20. So I got these next 4 books for $10 a piece. First one is Fantastic Four number 47, and it's a great Human Torch flying around, Mr. Fantastic getting stretched out. Everybody's on the cover there. It looks great. I had that for $10. And then this is issue 40. It's a Doctor Doom cover with Daredevil in there as well. I was happy about that. These are great pickups for $10, man, I'm telling you. Next up, picked up issue 43, and it's got the team all sitting around there after some kind of catastrophe. The thing looks laid out, so $10, not bad. And then had to throw this in the Mylar. This was my pickup of the day that day. This thing is just beautiful. This is Fantastic Four number 29. Again, I paid $10 for this copy, and as you can see from the condition, it really is nice looking. I did not have this before. Actually, of those 3 books, I only had, they're all upgrades. I had 2 prior, and both of them were upgrades. They were kind of beater copies I had before. So come look at this. This is just amazing. $10 purchase. Adventures in Comics and Games. Amazing sale. He told me the next sale's not till March, so I got a little bit of time to wait before I head back there. Alright, some other stuff I picked up. This right here is really cool. I want to show you. This is a book that I saw in a magazine. I was reading an article, and a guy was talking about the golden age of comics, and he said the first time I ever saw anything from the golden age was a book in the 60s called The Great Comic Book Heroes by Jules Pfeiffer. And, what this is a beautiful large format book, and it came out, I want to say, 1965, and it had a awesome selection of 12 heroes in it, and it reprinted books, one book from each of these heroes. It's a cross from Wiz Comics, DC, Marvel. It's pretty amazing. I found this one on eBay. I think I got it for about $15 shipped. It has about a 25 or 30 page introduction to the author's recollection of what it was like growing up in the golden age reading comics. It's pretty amazing. And then from there it goes right into reprints from some of the most famous stories ever told in the golden age. So you have, and the paper quality and the color is just second to none on this. This is absolutely beautiful. So you got Superman, Batman, beautiful Human Torch story. Look at the color on this thing. It's just unbelievable. Then you got Flash. I think that's the origin. I'm not sure which issue that's from. The one thing this doesn't do is have pictures of the covers. But it's a unique perspective in the introduction of this book for someone that was speaking directly from the love of the Golden Age, that wasn't directed at how much the comics were worth. Considering this book was written in the early to mid 60s, probably written in the early 60s, the fact the value of these comics didn't even matter to anybody. It was just the stories and the artwork. Here you have the Green Lantern. And then we have the Spectre. Just unbelievable. Hawkman. Beautiful pencil work in Hawkman too. And the amazing art of Wonder Woman. I love the Golden Age Wonder Woman stuff. Just blows my mind how beautiful it is. And then one that really I think is one of my favorites is the Bill Everett stuff from Submariner. Look at these panels. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. And then Captain America. Plastic Man. That's awesome. And then check this out, The Spirit, Will Eisner's Spirit. So if that's not one of the best books you could possibly find, check that out. Alright, so I did pick up a couple other books as well. Hit up Half Price Books. Actually had a coupon for 25% off. So I was able to pick this one up for $3. And I've never seen this before, but it's The Incredible Hulk. The Secret Story of Marvel's Gamma-Powered Goliath. And it's a reprint. It's got that nice paper I like on the reprints. And it's got about 5 issues reprinted in here. And some information. It's great. Pencils, I love that. Also some background information on the artists and how Hulk really got started. And this is great. It was a little pickup I wasn't expecting. I had that coupon. I went to Half Price Books just to look around, see what's up. And in the back, they actually give shouts out to Stan Lee, Roy Thomas, Jack Kirby, Herb Trimp. And this book was made by Ideals, and I guess there was 4 in the series at least: Spider-Man, Hulk, Fantastic Four, and Captain America. So I'm going to keep my eye open for the other ones. These are nice little collectible books. And definitely the price was right on that one. Another book that I picked up with that 25% off coupon was The Killing Joke Deluxe Edition hardcover in perfect shape. I doubt this was ever even read, just due to the fact that the pages, the first time I opened it up, the pages didn't even feel like they were ever opened before. So whoever had this just either read it once or didn't care about it. So one thing I do like about this is it has a foreword in it, and this is awesome. So as you can see, it has a pretty interesting little article in there about the book and the start of it, how it came to be. And then in the back it's got Vollin's sketchbook, which I thought was cool. So definitely a good pickup there. Highly recommend this if you have the opportunity to pick it up cheap. And then another book I got for Christmas, and I thought this was pretty awesome. It's called Mail Order Mysteries. I think it's about 20 bucks on Amazon. Hardcover. And what this book is this guy right here. He was always in love with the ads in the back of the comics in the 70s, much like I was. And so he spent the last 20 years or so acquiring the actual products that you could purchase from the back of the comic books. And the gadgets and the gizmos, anything from magic tricks to, weapons, little toy guns and magic banks, games, tattoos, stickers, you name it, little oddities. This guy went out and found it on eBay and wherever else. Masks. Some of the stuff in here is things I've wondered about. Every time I look in the comic book, what was the deal behind this life-size posters, and those were just vinyl sheets, real thin vinyl sheets. And one of the most interesting things, there's the life-size sub. One of the most interesting things in here that I found, cap guns and stuff, was these. I always was attracted to these army men and soldiers that were in the back of these comics. And one thing that he pointed out here is that these ads generated so much money because the actual figures that came were only almost in like 2D, because they were flat. They were almost the width of cardboard figures, so they were able to ship them in envelopes. And even though they looked like that from the side, that's what they looked like from the front. So this was probably the most famous ad for me. That was in every magazine, or in every comic book when I was a kid. So that was pretty interesting. Nice little addition to the library of comic related stuff. And so another thing, I got this off of eBay here. This is an amazing pickup for me. I've wanted this for several years. I fell in love with this the first time I saw it. It's Foom number 17. I got it for a great deal, and unfortunately it was damaged in shipping. One of the corners down here, as you can see, got banged up in the envelope. The seller did not send it in a rigid envelope. It was sent in an envelope that gave way on one of the corners, obviously. So, but super stoked to have this. It's been a long time coming. I've wanted this at a good price ever since I got back into collecting. And the seller did make good on it. He did refund me 50% of the original cost. And that's going to be something that I want to put on a wall so that corner doesn't kill it for me. One super awesome, interesting piece I did get on eBay. This wasn't cheap. I got the original Marvel Mania number 5 issue. And this is about a 30-page fanzine from the 60s, and it's got that amazing Jack Kirby pencil work on it. One of the lost pages of Kirby artwork that he did when he did penciling for a Spider-Man story. You can see it doesn't have the spider on it. And this is pretty cool. It's got probably 15 or 20 pages of comic-related stuff, and then I think some other fan-related items in it as well. It's a real early fanzine for the Marvel age, which is really cool. And I have seen these go up to like 60, 70, 80 bucks, but I was able to pick this up for, I believe I got it for 30 something shipped, so I was happy about that. And it's in really nice condition. Alright, next up, I got this online for a great deal. Tales of Suspense number 55. Needed that for the run. It's got a little crunch to it, but you know, that doesn't deter me. Has a amazing artwork in it. Love the pencils in this one. The splash page alone is really nice. Let's see if I can show it. Love that splash page. The color too on Iron Man is awesome on this. His helmet here is so different. It's got a little bit of a different style to it. Mandarin was always a villain that just look at that. That's so cool. That I was just okay with. Like I just never got into him as a kid that much, but collecting the older stuff really has made me have a fondness for him. Oh, check that out. That's a great ad. Look at this ad. You've got an actual ad for Spider-Man number 14. I do believe that is the first appearance of the Green Goblin. What a beautiful ad to have in a comic book right there. So that's pretty cool. Really great artwork and coloring throughout this comic. Happy to have that one. I was telling you that I did some sales over the holiday, and one of the sales that I hit was a Christmas sale at A1 that had 60% off all back issues, both locations. So I did get a multitude of books. They're kind of mixed in with some hauls I'm going to do. But I'm going to give you an example. I told you I was really getting interested in some of the Kirby artwork. And so I picked another copy of this one up. This was one that I picked up a while ago. I think it was pretty banged up. I got it for like $1 or something. But for $2 I was able to really get a nice copy of this. So I jumped on it. And that's New Gods number 2. And just love the cover on this one. even the placing of the letters, everything just works for me on this cover, and so I was stoked to get that for a couple of bucks. And then, let's see, this was some half-price book stuff. These were $1. I got a decent copy of Secret Wars #1. I have maybe 3 or 4 copies of this already, but for $1, I wasn't going to leave it there. It's really one of my favorite covers from that era. And then picked up another copy of Ronin #1, Frank Miller book. It was just $1, and it's probably in, overall decent shape, but you just never know with stuff like that. Alright, here's 2 comics that I got from, where did I get these? I got these from Ken's. He didn't have a sale or anything, but he's had some collections in there recently, and I thought this book was cool at the right price. So that's a second copy for me. I do have another copy of this, but this was $5 in real nice shape, and that's Hulk 449, and that's the Thunderbolts issue, so I like the cover on that one too. It's pretty cool. And then the find of the day there, and this was just something I've actually seen this before and didn't buy it there, and then it caught my eye a second time, and I do love the reprints and stuff, and I thought I already had it, but when I looked closely at it, I thought this was the other one. There's another one that looks similar to this that was a reprint issue, but then I noticed this one has like a acetate clear overflap cover with a hard cardboard underneath, and then I looked up here and it says Wizard Ace Edition, and I had asked Ken, I was like, is this a free giveaway comic or whatever? And he said, no, these didn't come packaged in the books. These were a little bit different from Wizard, but I just didn't collect back in these times. So the price on this was $4, and I looked it up online, and I was really surprised at what people are asking for this book. So I saw some people asking $40 and $50, I think, for this book. So I don't know what it really goes for, but in my universe, it was a $4 book, and I was stoked to get it. Now, this is a big pickup for me. I have had this on my list for a long time since I got back into this, and caught this in someone's video, and I never really paid attention to it before or saw it before, and it really grew on me from where I saw it in that video. So Ken picked up a huge Ninja Turtle collection. He has multiple copies of #1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the micro series. So I got this. This is a first printing of the Raphael mini series, or micro series, I guess they call it, and first appearance of Casey Jones. I love this cover. It's just an awesome looking book. And I got this, he was asking $35 for it, and I got it for $30. He gave it to me for a flat $30, which I thought was a great deal, and I jumped on it. So I was happy to get this. Awesome cover. Alright, here's an interesting pickup. Back to the sale at A1. I was digging through some magazine boxes, and I saw this in the back. It was the very last magazine in the box, and he had $1 on it. So I picked it up for 40 cents, and it's the cover date on this is May 19th, 1980. And it's got the coverage of the release of The Empire Strikes Back. But I love the Darth Vader cover on that. Thought it was just really iconic looking. Time magazine, Darth Vader, 1980. Definitely worth 40 cents. Alright, I'm going to show a few more books, and then I'll put some more stuff into part 2. I've got this upgrade. This is the limited edition, or limited series Deadpool #1. This is a really nice condition book. Price tag on this was $9.90, so 60% off. I got this under $4. And I have this already, but my copy's kind of yellowing where the white is, and as you can see, this one has a really nice white cover. Alright, so I've had this on my list for a while. I was when I was on vacation this summer, I brought some books to read with me on comics, and one of them talked about this comic, and I had never seen it before, and I just thought it was hilarious. So I went to eBay and I threw it in my watch list, and it's been there since July. just never find a decent price copy of it. Everybody asks 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks for it. Well, I finally got one for 12 bucks. And it was a long time coming. And this is Alf issue number 48. And as you can see, he's just doing that seal wrong there. So, just a funny addition to the collection. But one that was such a treasure hunt to find at the price I wanted to pay. Perseverance. Alright, you know what? I'll show these. I went to another shop right before Christmas. It was a couple days before Christmas, and they were having a 50% off sale. And I only bought 2 comics, but one of them was this beautiful Marvel Tales. It's issue 98, and it's reprinting the death of Gwen Stacy. So, love the cover on that one. It's really bright, really good condition book. So I thought that was worth $5. I actually had this on my list for a while. And next up, found a lower grade copy of World's Finest number 116. It does have some issues, has some color missing on the cover a little bit, but for the most part it's pretty good. Definitely nothing that shies me away for $5.50. It's 10 center, March 1961. So look at Batman and Robin on there, look cool, and Superman coming in, and the Creature from Beyond. So that's pretty awesome. And then another pretty good purchase is this Daredevil number 6. It's a second copy. I picked it up in hopes that it was a upgrade. You know, I got this for $32, and unfortunately, when I put these two together with my original copy, it just it was not an upgrade. They're really close, closer than I thought. And then this one actually has one staple that has issues down here where it's not connected to the cover, and the other one doesn't have that. So the other one actually has a decent spine. For whatever reason, I didn't think it did. But I talked to Brian, the shop owner in SAC at the A1, and he said that you know, he doesn't normally do it, but bring it back in and we'll trade straight up for something else. So I'll definitely be getting, this will be turning into something else pretty cool soon. And let's see, I'll do a few more. I picked this stuff up on eBay. I've been working on the X-Men, like I was telling you in my last video. So I've got a couple of upgrades that I got cheap. I got this one for $10 here. It's X-Men issue number 52. Really beautiful book. I love the cover on this one a lot. Picked up issue 47. It's the Iceman cover with the Beast. So I thought that one was pretty cool. I picked up issue 33. It's a Juggernaut issue. I was telling you guys that my my X-Men run is just, I never got into it until really recently, and man, it really came along good. Cobalt Man, this is X-Men number 31. Picked that one up, and I got these all for about anywhere between $7 and $10 a piece. And then issue number 22, my second copy. I got this one based on the fact that it's super vibrant. The spine is really nice, which my other one's kind of messed up. And my other one has some writing on the cover, and this one doesn't. So, yeah, definitely worth $10. I thought it was a pretty good pickup. Alright, so I'm going to show you a sneak peek of what's to come here. Here's a few more books that I picked up on eBay. Actually, one of them is not from eBay, but this one is a Batman 10 Center. It's issue 131. And I just like the cover. It's actually not Batman and Robin on the cover. This is Batman 2 and Robin 2. And I thought it was a great cover because I really love covers with Batwoman in there. I love her costume and the way they drew her, especially in 10-cent issues. So pick that up. It's got a little tiny rip right here that's missing about, you know, a dime-sized part of the cover. But other than that, it's a good book in and out. So I was stoked about that. And then at that sale at A1, I was able to pick this up. This one cost me $11. They had 30% off of wall books. They had this one at $14. And beautiful shape. It is Batman 612. And look at the cover on that. That is just amazing, amazing cover. I believe that's a Jim Lee cover. So I was happy about that one. And then I picked up, finally, Miss Marvel #1. This is another book that I had on my watch list forever. I mean, this book right here, probably on my watch list since summer again. And it's always 20 something, 30 something, 40 something, 50 something dollars minimum. And I think I got this one for 20 bucks shipped. So it just pays off to wait and just be patient with it. Only issue with this is it's obviously got a little bit of cover that's shifted to the right. As you can see, the Comics Code stamp's a little cut off there, but other than that, it's really beautiful condition. And for the price that this thing goes for, sometimes I thought it was a good deal at 20 bucks. I have been working on Spider-Man. It's been, a passion that especially the time off that I've had over the holidays, to sit there and really put some time in on eBay to check out pricing and what stuff's going for and find a couple good deals in the middle of the night. I was able to do that. And while this haul isn't going to feature some of the better stuff I got, I do want to show you a couple of Spideys that I picked up for my run. And my 1 to 100 run's getting real fun. So this book here is issue 39. I actually had a copy of this in real high grade when I was a kid. And I say a kid, I mean like a teenager. And even into college, I still had this book. And there's a picture of my when I was about 24 years old. I had an amazing computer room with just unbelievable comics and figures and all that stuff, sports figures. I used to collect starting lineups, and I had hundreds of them boxed. And actually, I still have about 9 bins of them in storage. But I had walls filled with it, and on the wall, I have some Polaroids that show it, is this comic here. It's the only comic I had hanging up. And unfortunately, I traded it away in a sports card deal in the mid-90s. So at any rate, I got it back. It's not the greatest condition, but for the price I paid, I'm completely happy to have it back. And it's in my run now. And that's issue number 39. Classic cover with the Green Goblin. And then the last book I'll show today is, I believe this is the first appearance of Harry Osborn. Could be wrong. I've gotten so many Spidey comics. They're all starting to run together. But it's issue 31. I got this for a fraction of what it normally goes for in decent grade. Obviously, this isn't in the greatest condition, but it is intact. It has some wear on the edges, and outside of that, it really is fine inside and out. So I think I got that for, where I get this, maybe like 10. I got these combined for maybe like 15 bucks. 20 bucks at the most. I can't remember. This is almost a month ago, but yeah. Well, you know what, guys? I'm stoked to be back, and definitely shout outs. Happy New Year! I got to give the shout out to Noatrich. Loving the videos. Thanks for the shout out in your video, bro. Shout out, Happy New Year to ETA Nick, and definitely want to give a shout out to Steve Watson. Man, that guy has some great videos, and I was tagged in a top 10 video. Which I want to do. I've got some ideas for it, so hopefully I'll get that done before the end of the weekend. But I know this video is long, guys. It's been so long since I made a video, and I just want to say happy to be back online and showing off some stuff. Hope you guys are having a great New Year. Detroit Madman, peace.